So the 25-lapper is underway. The Zatopek 10 for 2011. First staging here at the Lakeside Stadium, an historic night in Victorian and indeed Australian athletics. And great to have a couple of the Kenyan visitors with us here. Jessica Trengove, the young lady who was successful in the City to Surf not long ago, the South Australian, has elected to take up the running. Just to identify the two Kenyans, the one most forward at the moment is Joyce Chepkirui. She has the longer hair. And back in about 5th place is Emily Chebet, the World Cross Country Champion of 2010. She's run 30:38 on the road. She won the World Cross Country Championships after taking some time off to have a baby. Quality athlete Emily Chebet. And as Tom said, this is also the National Championship of Australia, the Olympic selection trial, the Olympic qualifying standard 31:45. Last runner in the front pack is Melanie Daniels of Tasmania, and already the lead 6 have broken away after the completion of the first lap. And hopefully we'll get some timing information for you. Jessica Trengove, who is the sister of one of the bright rising stars in Australian football, Jack Trengove of Melbourne. As we mentioned, Jess successful in the City to Surf, going back a little earlier this year, just a few weeks ago in fact. Up in 2nd place at the moment, Emily Brichacek of the ACT. Tucked into 3rd placing, Belinda Martin of New South Wales. And she's already been passed by Joyce Chepkirui. On the board, as the athletes make their way to the top of the straight, the results from the women's triple jump. And Brichacek has got up to within a metre or so after dropping back 15 metres back in the previous lap. Trengove still in 4th, and they're creeping ever closer as well. So that piece of elastic that was stretching a little bit before is now contracting, and the 4th and 5th runners back up to within round about 7 or 8 metres of the Kenyans as they head down the back straight.
So 2,400 metres, they went through 7 minutes 53. That puts them on a 32:50 schedule, so they have eased back. As we see Brichacek just joining the two Kenyans and really tucking in behind them, and Martin and Trengove, as Peter mentioned, the elastic is just drawing them back in, and we'll soon see a leading group of 5 as Chebet and Chepkirui just ease back on the tempo. Brichacek, we're looking to move through with them. If they continue on this schedule, that will be personal best pace there for Brichacek from the ACT, the Australian. Has been to track championships as a junior in her earlier days and looking to make an impact on the senior stage at this 10,000 metre championship of Australia. She's taken it. A national title in the cross country, a track title would add very nicely to the collection. As we just see that gap just starting to extend slightly again, the pressure being applied at the front end of the field. Chepkirui and Chebet, Brichacek, Trengove just losing a little bit of distance off the back of them, a couple of metres perhaps up the home stretch, as we see Martin just starting to flex off the back of Jess Trengove, finding the going a little bit tough. But it looks like the Kenyans have just accelerated slightly again, Peter.
Yeah, it could be a very important moment for Belinda Martin now that Jess Trengove looks as though she's just got away from her, got that gap from 4th to 5th at round about 10 metres or so now.
Under the 32-minute tempo, about 31:55 pace, so they're edging closer with every lap to that Olympic Games standard and edging closer to making a little bit of history here at the Zatopek. No Kenyan has ever won this women's 10,000 metre event, and only on 4 times of internationals taken this trophy offshore. So the two Kenyans, well, they're doing a very good job at this stage. Chebet from Chepkirui, and they're 2 of the form 10,000 metre runners this year, particularly on the road. Chepkirui's time in Tilburg was the fastest road time of the year. So 2 outstanding athletes, and we're seeing plying their trade here at Lakeside Stadium as they go through halfway, Peter, 15:54.
Yeah, the halfway stage is down, and now it's only a matter of who's going to finish first and who's going to finish second between the Kenyans. As Tom said, Emily Chebet just taking a turn at the front after a bit of a surge a few laps ago from Joyce Chepkirui, and now they're going to run in tandem, and they're increasing their gap over Emily Brichacek.
So it's Chepkirui that's taken over the pace. Chebet just a couple of steps back, and Chepkirui trying to extend that elastic that's been attached between the two of them for the best part of 28 laps of Lakeside Stadium. Chepkirui, we remember in Tilburg on the road, 10 kilometres. She stretched them out over the last 1,000 metres to run to the fastest road time of 2011, and she's just started to press the buttons of Chebet, accelerating slightly, making an increase in that margin. They're going to come down 1 lap remaining. It's going to come down that last minute acceleration. We see Chepkirui just starting to try to extend, but Chebet's hanging right in there, Peter.
Who's it going to be? Here's the most welcome sound in the 10K. The bell. Chepkirui is starting to crank it up. The gap is about 5 metres or so. Can Chebet respond? It doesn't look like it just at the moment. And Chepkirui has got the break going down the back straight. 300 metres to go. The string's about to break. It might have already broken. Chepkirui now starting to open up and sprint away. And she's about 15, 20 metres in front of Chebet now with 200 metres to go in the Zatopek 10. It's been a dominant performance by the two Kenyans. Chepkirui's lead still maintained at 20 metres. An impossible task now for the World Cross Country Champion in Chebet to catch her. And this has been a wonderful performance. Let's keep an eye on the time. Remember, 31:45 is the Olympic qualifying standard. And it is Joyce Chepkirui of Kenya drawing away to taste victory, the first ever victory at Lakeside Stadium in the Zatopek 10. Chepkirui is the victor in 2011. Chebet Brave in second place, beaten about 25 metres. And we keep an eye on the battle for third, making her way up into the straight now. Wonderful performance to beat the first Australian home. She was teased by the Kenyans in the middle stages. But the lady from the Australian Capital Territory, Emily Brichacek, the first Australian across the line in the National Championships. And Jess Trengove finishes in fourth place now, the young lady who won the City to Surf earlier this year from South Australia. Welcome the fourth place getter, Jessica Trengove.
And that'll be a new personal best there for Trengove's best entering this 33:38, so she's gone inside that. So great performance there to take the silver medal in the national title. Fourth place overall, as we see Belinda Martin coming down to the line here. And she'll collect the bell with 1 lap remaining. We just have to take stock of what we've seen here. The first Kenyan to take out the women's 10,000 metres, a race record